But anyway, I appreciate you being here and your attendance. A little story. Once upon a time, a government had a vast scrapyard in the middle of a desert. The government said, someone may steal from it at night. So they created a night watchman position and hired a person to do the job. Then the government said, how does the watchman do his job without instruction? So they created a planning department, Bill, and hired two people, one person to write the instructions and one person to do time studies. Then the government said, how will we know the night watchman is doing his job correctly? So they created a quality control department and hired two more people, one to do the studies and one to write the reports. Then the government said, how are these people going to get paid? So they created two positions, a timekeeper, a payroll officer, and therefore they hired two more people. Then they said, who will be accountable for all these people? So they created an administrative section and hired three people, an administrative officer, an assistant administrative officer, and an attorney. After a year, the government said, we've had this department in operation for a whole year, and we're $918,000 over budget. We have to cut back. So they laid off the night watchman. Now, my script says, slowly let it sink in. I think you got it pretty quick. And this is where you slap your forehead and say, what were they thinking? Oh, yeah, good old government. This week, the Idaho legislature begins their final week. This was written before today's newspaper, which says probably not. The city of Moscow has already begun its budget process for fiscal year 2014. The good news in all of this is that unlike the federal government, both the state of Idaho and the city of Moscow will have budgets that do not have expenses exceeding revenue. And to accomplish this, neither of these entities will borrow so much as a dime without a plan to pay it back. Think about it. Will you please rise, join the mayor and council in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.